Yeah, I hear ya. So what do you have planned tonight after we get out of here? No fooling. That sounds neat. Oh, really? I could see what Geoff thinks. I don't think we have any plans. Oh. Oh. You're not inviting Geoff. Got it. But, wait, why not? No reason? That doesn't sound right. What do you mean there's no reason why you don't want Geoff to go to that museum if we went? Oh, that? Well, that's silly. He didn't mean that. Oh, I understand that doing the cleanings and stuff isn't exactly always dignified. Yeah, I know it's sometimes embarrassing that he really needs to get up there and scrub, but he didn't mean to give you that scratch. It just, it just happens. Like with us and toilet paper. Sometimes scratches just happen. I know it was making your B-movie hemorrhoids act up, but he didn't...
Alright everyone, welcome to a new episode of B-Movie Enema the series. I'm Geoff Arbuckle, your resident B-movie proctologist. Over there is my trusty partner, Nurse Disembaudee. Down here is my good buddy, the great B-Movie Poop Shoot. Whoa there, buddy!
Wow, that was uncalled for?
What, you're still upset about that? I'm sorry, little buddy. I did give you that Band-Aid in the preparation B-Movie H.
Yeah, he's still sore about that whole thing. Physically and emotionally, I guess.
Look, man, I'm sorry. I'll tell you what. Why don't you give us the movie for this week, and how about I give you the rest of the episode off?
Geoff, don't you mostly give him most of the episodes off anyway?
Shh. I added them to the opening credits. That's a promotion, isn't it?
I guess.
Anyway, Poop Shoot, what do you say? Give us the movie, take the rest of the day off? Alright, that's the spirit.
Alright, we'll talk later.
Alright, anyway, let's see what we have here. Oh, it's the 1967's Three Fantastic Supermen.
Ooh, Fantastic Supermen.
Yep.
And there's 3 of them?
Yep.
Well, how about that?
Indeed. Well, the Three Fantastic Supermen was directed by Gianfranco Parolini. Now, Parolini also came up with the story and co-wrote the screenplay for the movie as well. Parolini was born in Rome in 1925 and was often credited in English-speaking countries as Frank Kramer. He made a ton of peplum films, which peplum is the proper term for sword and sandal films. That's the genre within the action and adventure films that usually was very Italian of the time. Think of like your Hercules and some other, kind of fantasy films like that as well. But he also made a couple of biblical films. But by the mid-60s, he had delved much more into the popular genres of spaghetti westerns and Euro-spy films that had begun taking off by then. And probably his biggest claim to fame was being the director of several of the popular Kommissar films. These were based on the Kommissar X series of private eye crime fiction novels from Germany. The stories all centered around Private Eye Joe Walker. Now, the Kommissar X series was basically the response to Ian Fleming's James Bond books being popular, and along with the films being a pretty big deal at the time. Another German series that was also popular at the time featured FBI Special Agent Jerry Cotton. In 1977, Parolini directed Yeti, Giant of the 20th Century, which was about a giant Yeti monster, and I'm assuming this was basically his response to the 1976 King Kong film.
So you're saying that this guy liked making all sorts of movies based on popular American genres and movies?
Yeah, like the typical Italian exploitation filmmaker. Now, Yeti basically ended Parolini's career, but he would get a couple of more credits in the 80s, but he mostly faded into obscurity shortly after that monster film. That said, the Three Fantastic Supermen featured a lot of familiar faces in other Gianfranco Parolini films. The first of these is Tony Kendall. Kendall was born Luciano Stella. Even in Italian films, he used the Tony Kendall name due to a suggestion from director Vittorio De Sica. He actually had a pair of popular careers. As an actor, he worked in a lot of Peplum films. He played Private Eye Joe Walker in the Commissar films. More on that in just a moment. But he also appeared in a very early giallo called The Whip and the Body.
That one sounds kinky.
Yeah, it does. He did appear as the title character in one of the unofficial Django films, Django Against Sartana. However, his other popular career was as a model in a series of comics done in the style called fumetti. Fumetti comics are an interesting phenomenon that isn't done too much anymore. These essentially are photo comics. That means that instead of having artists come in and draw against a plot or a script from a writer, and like draw the action and conversations like a typical comic book or a comic strip, these are done with a photographer coming in and based on the dialogue or the action that's detailed in the script, takes pictures of models, and then they get put into the typical sequential panels and that you would normally see in a regular comic. Now, another common version of something like this is the old photo novel or photo stories that were released in the 70s and 80s and typically adapted TV shows and movies. But by the 80s, home video basically wiped these magazines and books out. There was a time in the 80s at Marvel Comics in which a couple of their comics did photo covers for things like Spider-Man and a couple of other series. Probably the two most popular were The Amazing Spider-Man number 262 and Spider-Woman number 50. Marvel also had a single issue called the Marvel Fumetti book that basically was a bunch of pictures around the story that took place at the Marvel office in New York City. Fumetti books are mostly a thing of the past. However, over the past several years, writer John Byrne started writing a series of Star Trek photo comics called Star Trek New Visions that kind of carried on the original series beyond the end of that third season in 1969. Each book published between 2013 and 2018 at IDW featured images that already existed from episodes that were produced. But with just a little bit of editing, they could be formatted into a cohesive, brand new story.
Fumetti. That's a fun word. Fumetti.
Yeah, if you use Google Translate, it says that fumetti just translates to comic books. You know what the singular is?
What?
Fumetto.
Fumetto.
Anyway, let's get the movie started. There are a couple of more cast members to discuss, but we've already gone long enough without starting the movie. So let's roll picture, and we'll come back after the first segment of this movie to discuss those other Parolini and Tony Kendall regulars.
Fumetti.
Two Supermen steal £1 million. 750 million lira stolen from Revenue Office.
Two men dressed as Supermen robbed the casino at Monte Carlo.
You're going to have to prove to me what you can do, my friend.
Take him. Easy with the guns, boys.
Good going, fellas. Glad we were only playing. You're just what I need for a job I'm planning. That radio-controlled car was a surprise. I'm impressed.
You're not so bad either, but I can't say the same for your friends. Shall we take him on as a partner? It's his way of saying you're okay. He's a mute. It's not easy for a stranger to get Nick's approval.
Let's get to work then, okay?
Let's celebrate. You know, you're the first person we've ever allowed to work with. Try these on for size. They can take anything but fire.
These bulletproof suits are great. Who invented them?
Did we ask you where you came from?
You trust me, huh?
No questions, please. You came to propose a job to us. What sort of a job is it? A bank?
The embassy of Shimoushir. It's located in the old part of the town, and the streets are deserted at the time I planned for the job.
What do we rob? The ambassador's medals?
Shimoushir is a newly formed state in the Middle East. Rich up to here. Right now, there are millions of dollars in the embassy safe. It comes by diplomatic pouch.
Sounds good.
Need some help? The embassy's full of guards. Bet those gadgets of yours aren't fast enough. Try this. But you need guns. You may have to shoot the guards.
We never liked the idea of killing. I used to pitch for the Dodgers.
The Dodgers could use you now.
Put on the cape. It's bulletproof, too. Now you're set.
We'll share the take in 3 equal parts. I've got the feeling we'll be an invincible team.
The Three Fantastic Supermen.
All right. The boy's doing great. Our turn now. Jack in the Box.
Say, why wouldn't we inform that you were arriving?
How should I know? We had orders to deliver this and then to go back.
You two are new, aren't you?
I wouldn't say that, but it's the first time they sent us here.
You know, I like brunettes. They like to keep us happy. Where do we put it?
Down there, Casanova.
Smart and beautiful, just my type. That's no way to act when a charming man kisses you. You'll have to pay for that.
Take it up. Another load of dollars arriving.
Natasha. Who are they?
2 newcomers. More dollars.
Why weren't we told ahead of time? I just don't like it. Call Sarkis. Come on.
Yes? I have a little tip for you. There's a time bomb in the trunk they just delivered to you.
What? Who's speaking?
A friend. And if you don't want to be blown to Kingdom Come...
Sound the alarm. Where are you going, idiots? Not that way. Get to the safe. Move. Get ready. Get in the car, quick!
Well, this looks like a perfect hideout.
I wouldn't try that. You know those bazookas can make hamburger out of you.
To whom do we owe this surprise?
The FBI. We had reason to believe the embassy of Shimoshire was trafficking in dollars. We wanted some sample bills.
What made you think we'd work for the U.S. government? We like to be consulted before we take a job.
Tell them, Lieutenant.
To us, embassies are off limits. They are foreign territory, so we're not allowed to investigate. That's why we had you do it. Even robbed the Pentagon, after all.
You know what we call this job? Operation Burning Chestnut.
Very funny, FBI. But you see, we just don't like the idea of pulling nuts out of the fire for other people.
You'll be paid. The FBI is willing to forget about the Pentagon robbery. You're free. Operation Burning Chestnut is all wrapped up. Fellas, you're free to go.
Thanks a million, FBI. Say, have you heard of Operation Kangaroo?
Hold it! I'll take care of them.
Hey, there they are! Quick!
Super bad to spot for you. This surprise will turn you blue.
The acrobatic robbery squad is almost
Very
ready.
good. Push them harder, though. The Bank of Holland job is only a month away.
Hey, girls, the chief wants to say hello.
The chief wants us.
Here we are. Hey.
Huh?
Oh!
What's the excitement about?
They're all crazy about him.
Ah.
Come on out, beautiful.
Hi.
I tried to tell you. He said he's an old acquaintance.
He sure knows me. He's the tax collector.
Put it this way. I'm collecting cash on the line.
I knew it. How did you find us?
Easy. I had a transmitter like that in the trunk of your car.
A radio tracker.
From then on, I followed every move you made. Not that I mistrust you, of course. It's just that I'm sentimental about my partners. Mind if I take this?
No objections. And if there's anything else we can do for you, just ask.
Your bulletproof suits and the man who made them. The FBI is very curious.
I'll leave you some souvenirs. Practice and be good now. Not this. It's for my mother. Can I kiss a few more?
I'll see to that. Get going.
I'm sorry, girls.
Get that? She digs cops.
So?
Duck.
Hey!
Fasten your safety belt. We're taking the freeway.
What's happened?
They tricked us. I'm sure they must have taken off in another car.
Then they must have been in that car we passed a few minutes ago. Hurry!
Two of you stay here. The rest with me.
Now behave yourself, son. Papa will be right back. Professor Stewart.
Ah, Sir Anthony. Inspector Nick. It's been ages. Had a good time?
Nothing but hard work.
Ah, any news?
Ah, yes, I talked with the Prime Minister. The British police have thoroughly tested your bulletproof suit and are quite pleased with the results. Inspector Nick has been authorized to buy it.
I'm ready to make as many as you need.
We'll come to that. You see, we need you to help combat crime. The Ministry would like you to try to perfect your invention. Is there any way to fireproof the suits?
Now, isn't that a coincidence? I was just testing a new type of suit when the two of you got here. Look. Ah, here's Zizi. She'll be happy to find you here. Zizi, darling.
Tony! At last!
Oh, Sir Anthony, it's easy. You must excuse my niece, Sir Anthony. She's very impulsive.
Impulsive, but not stupid. First you disappear for 2 months, and now you arrive all covered with lipstick.
Well, that's not lipstick. That's a new dye we're trying out. Think that I hadn't forgotten you for one moment. Stone's hard as your hand and as blue as your eyes. It's been in the family for ages. I had to promise Mother I'd give it only to a girl worthy of it.
Oh, darling, you don't know women very well. Bracelets go on our right wrists.
I like it on the side of the heart. It goes well with the beauty mark, too. Professor, Nick, shall we get down to business? The bag, Inspector.
Mind if I join you? Sorry, fellas. I was held up, but I got out of trouble. With one finger.
What's that mean? Who is this man, anyway? He's wearing one of my suits.
You might say he's an old friend.
As a matter of fact, I'm not his friend. I'm his boss. At the ministry.
Oh, nice of you to
Very
join us.
pleased to meet you. Won't you come in?
Yeah. You've no idea how glad I am to be here, Professor.
All right, Geoff, I have a question. Probably more for myself, but it's a question nonetheless.
Hit me, nurse.
So I really do have to wonder if I can make it through this whole movie with that one guy just giggling and blubbering and talking in nothing but gibberish the whole time.
Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it?
A whole lot.
Yeah, the interesting thing about the Three Fantastic Supermen is that they are neither heroes nor are they actually a trio.
I was very confused by that. This movie is called The Three Fantastic Supermen. Superman is a good guy. These guys wear superhero costumes. You know, I figured they would be superheroes.
Yeah, they actually kind of aren't. So the Supermen are actually just a duo of thieves. You have Tony and you have Nick. They get tested early on, and then they meet the third of the Supermen, Brad McCallum. He needs their assistance to stop a bad guy, so yeah.
And then they steal what they're asked to steal for the McCallum guy. That's not a good thing to do. That's not how you do a superhero.
Yeah, I think you kind of need to back off the idea that these guys are actually superheroes.
But they're bulletproof too.
Well, they work with a scientist who gave them their suits and some of their other nifty stuffs. But you know what I like, nurse?
Let me guess. The fact that they also seem to hang out with a bunch of acrobat babes?
You got it in one. These guys have a great life, don't they? I mean, they steal stuff and do crime, and then they hang out with acrobat babes, and then also dance with other ladies. I mean, I don't see how crime doesn't pay in this scenario.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so in our first segment, I talked about director Gianfranco Parolini and actor Tony Kendall. The two of them work quite often together, but Parolini and Kendall also worked with a few other names in this movie, too. The first is our American friend in this movie, played by Brad Harris. Now, Brad Harris actually is an American. He was born in Idaho in 1933, and then in the 60s, he went to Rome to check out the Summer Olympics, but also to do some stunt work for Stanley Kubrick in the epic Spartacus. As Italy's lower budget movie business began to take off, he decided to stay in Europe and worked in several sword and sandal movies. In 1961, he worked with Paolini for the first time in the film Samson. He also played Hercules for a film for Paolini. And by the mid-60s, he was paired with Tony Kendall for the Commissar X series. The Harris and Kendall pairing would end up becoming a pretty popular duo in Europe. They even predated the very popular Terence Hill and Bud Spencer duo that would end up being a long-running pair in several Italian films. Later, Brad Harris would get roles in 2 movies that I covered as blog reviews at the B-Movie Enema site. The Beast in Heat, yeah, the bestiality Nazi movie, and 1983's Hercules. Yeah, the Cannon Films movie.
Wait, did you say?
Yeah, the Nazi bestiality movie.
No, a Cannon Films movie?
Yeah, hey, what's that sound?
Oh, yeah, that. We're getting a Zoom call.
Well, answer it.
Fine.
Aldo Canty, billed as Nick Jordan, he, like Brad Harris, is a stuntman. He's our mute Superman, and he had over 50 credits in his acting career with such bangers like Blood and Bullets and Super Stooges versus the Wonder Women and so on. He worked with Paolini quite a bit too, including appearing in that Yeti movie. Now, interestingly, he appeared in 2 movies called War of the Planets. The 1966 one is an Italian film through and through. The 1977 version was another Italian film, but in English. His best-liked films were the 2 Sabata films that he made with Paolini. Lastly, we have Carlo Tamburlani. He plays the kindly Professor Schwartz, and he had nearly 140 credits to his name over a 45-year career. He appeared in several Paolini films. So yeah, Paolini clearly kept his cast close and used them as various players in several films. It was pretty nice for actors to have steady work, because whenever Paolini made a film, seems like they got roles. Right, Nurse?
Geoff, you are not going to believe who called into our Zoom line.
To be honest with you, nothing can surprise me, so patch him through, Nurse.
Op. Oppa. Whoop. All'oop. Grazie. Look out now.
So, let me guess, you're the 3 Fantastic Supermen?
You got that right, Jeffrey. I'm Antonio.
And I'm Tony.
You can call me Anthony.
Antonio, Tony, and Anthony. So Tony, are you some sort of late 80s R&B act or something?
Oh, he's a funny.
We figured we would call in since you're talking about the first of the 3 Fantastic Supermen movies.
Yes, Jeffrey. We like to talk about the legacy of the Fantastic Supermen. Op!
Oppa!
Whoop!
Hey, wait a minute. Aren't one of you supposed to be mute?
See, that would be me. But you see, it's not as acceptable anymore, capiche?
Oppa!
Whoop!
Op!
I think I get what you're saying, but,
See?
what are those noises you keep making?
What the noises?
Whoop!
Op!
Oppa!
Those noises right there.
Oh, we're doing the acrobatics. Op!
Oppa!
Whoop!
No, you're not. You're just standing there. I don't see any acrobatics.
Oh, that's how fast we are.
We are very fast. Check this out.
Op!
Oppa!
Whoop!
Still not seeing it.
Here, we will try to slow it down for you.
Op!
Oppa!
Whoop!
Guys, you're just too fast for me to see what you're doing. I mean, Nurse, are you seeing it?
Of course I can. I don't know what your problem is, but you're missing out. Their moves are fantastic.
What, really?
The beautiful signora has a good eye for acrobatic art.
Op!
Oppa!
Whoop!
Well, whatever. I guess we should get back to the movie. You really are seeing them move around and stuff?
Yeah, I don't know how you aren't seeing it.
My boss wanted to meet you.
I wanted to collect these dollars. It may interest you gentlemen to know, after all your efforts, that these are in fact fake. I shouldn't say this, but these dollars have a lot of governments very worried. They're good copies, identical to banknotes already in circulation, including the serial numbers.
You mean duplicates? Just as I feared. Slightly radioactive. The banknotes were made by a universal reproducer.
A what?
A machine which can reproduce anything. And the copies are of the same matter as the originals. Gold, diamonds, banknotes, absolutely anything.
Very interesting.
It's awful, don't you understand? It could throw the world into chaos.
I see the hand of fate in all this. Because it was I who invented it. That was about 5 years ago. I worked on that project in complete secrecy. Then after I finished it, I realized what a great danger that machine could be to mankind. So I destroyed the plans. I was the only one who knew until just now.
But you must have told someone.
Well, I did tell someone. My assistant, Professor Wilfred Gottlieb. I know what you must be thinking, but Gottlieb died that same day in an accident, and...
I never saw a baboon with such a red face.
You with your idiotic tricks. We'll see how good you are without your fancy suits.
Invulnerable? I wouldn't say so. Sarkis, check out the bag.
Looks like it's all here. Let's go.
Just a second. Today's our lucky day. Professor Stewart, how nice to find you here, and to think that we've looked for you for months. Sweetie.
You're a very funny girl.
I always like to have the last laugh. Sarkis, we'd better give the professor a ride. And we'll take the girl, too. Quick.
Scar? Move. You three over there.
You know we get a ride?
We never leave witnesses. It's our principle. That's far enough.
I hope you're a good shot.
Have a good trip.
Take it to the car.
Now we'll take him for a little ride.
Someone cover the back of the house.
I sent 2 men.
We've got to open this trap door. Come here, all of you.
pretty good show. Come on.
Let's get him. Damn, they blew the back of the car off.
Here, get in quick.
We'll never catch him with that bucket of bolts.
We'll try, FBI.
Come on, Jumping Bean.
Which one's got ZZ?
Better split up. I'll take that cab. Follow them.
Up front, Nick.
Hey, what do you think?
Come in, Charlie. Watch out. One of the three Supermen is following you in a yellow cab. Over.
We'll take care of him. Over and out.
Take me to your leader.
Never.
Where'd the others go? Speak to the boy.
Or I'll kill you. Take it easy, Professor. Enjoy the ride.
At that speed, they're going to end up in the water.
Fast before we get roasted.
All these islands. Just how did you happen to pick this one?
My instinct.
Some instinct.
It's so peaceful. An ideal hideout.
How the hell am I supposed to walk with these ridiculous suckers on my feet?
Tired already? These FBI men can't even walk. Come on, Snail.
Now you'll see how fast the FBI can move. Hey, that's pretty deep. Now, what do they need a boat for?
Pretty elegant. Let's split up. Come on up.
Are you? And what are you doing here?
Well, a friend of ours asked us to join him at a costume party. Maybe we've come to the wrong island.
Costume party in the morning? I'm afraid you must have landed on the wrong island. Incidentally, what are you advertising? A new mini cape? Let me escort you out before you start a revolution here.
Hey, FBI. I've got the feeling I've seen that girl somewhere before.
You and your instincts. A lot of good they did us. And we still don't know where the professor is by now. Better call in the FBI.
Okay, Copper, hold your fire. All you want is to find that reproducer and make a few more FBI agents like you. Well, just forget about it, buddy.
Are you telling me you're looking for the professor because of humanitarian reasons?
Okay, let's make a pact. You keep the FBI out of this, and we'll give you a hand.
And if we find the reproducer?
We'll draw for it, man to man.
You got a deal.
Professor, you're in for a surprise.
Why do they put people inside that old safe? I wouldn't want to be put in there.
Ah, you're stupid. Can't you see that it's an elevator? I'm sure that they've got a secret room downstairs.
Let's go and take a look. I want to go see my mommy.
Fascinating, isn't it? A whole city hidden underground. Kindly look behind you. That tunnel is 4 miles long. It leads to my electric power station that has an output of 1 million kilowatts. The universal reproducer needs quite a lot of energy. You did well, Astrid. First of all, you dealt very cleverly with those super pests, and on top of that, you even managed to bring my dear old friend Professor Stewart here.
But I don't know you.
You mean you don't recognize me? I'm Wilfred Gottlieb.
Gottlieb? But he's dead.
I wanted to disappear, so I planted someone else's corpse in the wreck of my car. Then all I needed was a little plastic surgery to allow me to operate unsuspected as Wilfred Golem, the millionaire philanthropist.
I see. That children's school. It's a perfect front for you.
Oh, by the way, my dear, those journalists from the European press are waiting for you at the Grand Hotel. They want to visit the Institute. You see to the arrangements for tonight, huh?
I will.
You thought you destroyed the plans of the universal reproducer. Let me show you, huh? This is the control room. It is the result of 5 years of hard work on your invention, the universal reproducer. Come over here, Stuart. Now let me show you. This is the general scheme of the complex. We are directly below the Golem Beneficent Foundation, which you saw when you landed on the island. This is the secret elevator, the control room, and the underwater tunnel. And here's the elevator which goes up to the power station on another island. Clever, isn't it? And now let's go see how it works. Please. Here, take a look, Stuart. These gold ingots are worth over $100 billion. They're the real McCoy. And they were all reproduced from a single original gold bar. Here's another load coming in. This is real mass production of gold, and I can double or triple it whenever I like. Obviously, I'm already the richest man in the world, and you may be wondering why I'm continuing. Well, I might as well tell you. Here's the ambassador of Shimashir, the country which financed this whole operation.
As you can see, we are now being repaid. Shimushir will soon dominate the world. So I'm sure you'll cooperate with us, Professor Stewart.
Finally, look at this. Because of your humanitarian delusions, you've never given yourself the pleasure of seeing the universal reproducer work. How does it feel to see your reproducer? Huh? And now I'll show it to you in action. That's right. Here we are. And now, so. course, I improved it. But basically, it's the universal reproducer you designed, and it's a great machine. Get up, you. It can reproduce anything perfectly with one exception, the human body. These creatures are nothing but rough copies of real men, and until it can turn out perfect ones, the reproducer is incomplete. Now, you're the only man who knows every secret of this machine.
Don't count on me.
You're a stubborn old man, but you've got a very pretty niece. So get to work, Stuart. It would be a shame if you never saw her again.
Let's stop. We've been chugging around these islands like a flock of tourists.
Have you got a better suggestion to make?
The embassy. That's where it all began.
All right, that's exactly where we're going.
What? We're 30 miles out of town. Are we walking back?
Make a taxi for the gentleman.
Happy landing.
All set for the fireworks. Okay, we're gonna hold those fools in their car as long as possible. They'll burn like a big pile of hay.
Your head's unprotected.
Nick's locked in the trunk.
He's safer than we are.
Go on, go!
Right. B-O-M-B. A bomb. He just wants to get out. Some pineapple.
Cathode ray input, add 5 volts.
You do it?
It's done. I only hope you realize your madness in time. I'm through with it.
Let me go. I didn't do anything.
What the devil's going on? How did she get in?
They must have stolen Astrid's laser compact from her desk drawer upstairs.
Put her on the stand. I want to see if Professor Stewart did a good job. Have all the kids brought down here. Just one test isn't enough. It would be a shame not to give all these beautiful children a chance.
You can leave your toy here.
Slow down.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
What happened?
Fire's burned out the embassy of Shimushir. Keep moving.
What a coincidence. Burned up.
That's the way they operate. They don't leave any evidence.
I'm not sure I got it.
Oh, come on. I just spent 5 minutes trying to explain it to you.
Never mind him.
We've got all the kids in the basement, but the Collins boy is missing. You've got to bring him back.
But where do we find him?
Idiot. Where the hell do you think? With his mother at Greencastle.
From one idiot to another. Thank you.
Magnificent plan. Say, Mr. Golem, it must have involved a tremendous amount of work for you to put it up. It is with great pleasure, Mr. Golem, that we journalists join His Excellency, the Ambassador of Shimashir, in acknowledging you as a great industrialist and philanthropist.
Mr. Golem, one more with His Excellency, please.
The Island of Smiles included on the program.
I was just about to ask, are you going to let us visit your foundation?
Of course, my dear. I'll be glad to show it to you later in the day. Countess Botia will give you all the data.
This time there are only small bills, Mrs. Collins. It will be even easier to pass them off to the clients.
I won't have anything to do with this anymore. Give me back my son. You've been blackmailing me for months. Holding him on that island. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Do as you're told if you want to see him again.
The copter, Natasha.
Hey, that's where he was. Come here, you. Watch out!
Help! Help me!
I'll go.
Jimmy! Jimmy! Help! Oh, my goodness! Oh, oh.
He's the ball! That's the wonderful man. Hold on tight. Now, don't let go, little man. You scared?
A little bit, Superman. Can I have a pair of shoes like yours?
If you promise that you won't ever run away again.
I hadn't seen my mother for such a long time.
All right.
No!
Jump on the ground!
You just keep your mouth shut. Get it?
Now!
Without their bulletproof suits, they're harmless.
Well. A little runaway. Put him with the others. I want them all reproduced at once. Everything must be ready in half an hour.
Yes, sir. Go on, move.
Go with them.
It would seem that all your best inventions have changed hands.
Monster, what have you done to them?
You'll know in a second and find it very interesting to watch. Ordinarily, we use our closed-circuit TV to check the operation of the power station, but today we've got a more exciting show. You know all the stars, don't you? Turn on the sound.
Wait a moment. I want to see if this one still finds me funny.
Darling, you're a million laughs. Astrid, what are you doing there? Have you forgotten the party we're giving for the press? Go and tell them that we've put off the visit to the Island of Smiles until tomorrow.
They can wait a minute.
Well, hurry up. Her master's voice.
That's enough. You talk too much. I think I'll put a little extra weight in your pretty cape. So we'll be sure you stay on the bottom and we won't have to hear your voice again.
Comfortable?
Oh, not bad. It's just a bit tight around the collar.
Why'd you turn it off, Astrid? Anything wrong?
Any last request?
Oh, I'm afraid it'd make you blush.
Astrid, what's the matter? Did you switch it off? Answer.
Short circuit. Well, bon voyage. I hope you'll appreciate my having brought you a chrysanthemum. It seemed to fit the occasion.
Oh, no.
Amen.
Scar! Try to get in touch with Sarkis! Touch back!
Let's see. She broke the sound circuit. They can't hear you over there.
Then fix it. And be quick about it. Sarkis, where the hell are you? Sarkis, quick! Mr. Golem!
All right. The only passageway to get back here is by the safe on the island.
Can you open the safe?
Only Golem and Astrid have the laser to open it. Without that, it'll blow up. You'll never break into it.
We'll worry about the laser. You, Brad, cut off the electricity. Sarkis will show us the way out, then he'll lead you to the main switch. Let's pick up the capes, Nick. We might need them.
Get me something to put on, and don't pull any of your smart tricks.
And then we do a flip like this.
Up.
Whoop.
And then we tumble and roll around and like this.
Tolo.
Rollo.
Gosh, Nurse, I guess they're just going to keep going on like that?
I suppose so.
What do we do?
I don't know.
Hey, what? Do you not like our acrobatics?
You know, it's not every day we perform for just anybody.
No, it's not that at all.
No, it's not that. It's so what is it, Jeffrey? What is it that you don't like about these things?
Oppa.
Whoop.
Excellent. That was a beautiful tumble, Tony.
Grazie, buon amico. Good job, Anthony.
Gee, thanks, Tony.
Yeah, I mean...
Then, what is it, Jeffrey?
I think what Geoff is trying to say is that wouldn't you rather talk about the movie? This is the first movie of the Three Fantastic Supermen. It's the legacy you three have inherited. Don't you want to talk about that?
Huh. No one has ever really asked us about the movie. They just want to see us doing our tumbling and acrobatic tricks.
Oppa.
Whoop.
Oh, no, it's... Oh, God, please stop with that. Scusi, what is it you said? Nothing. It was nothing. I was just going to say that since I'm having a hard time seeing the tricks that you're doing, I would have to imagine others in my audience are also having a hard time seeing the tricks. So maybe, we can just kind of talk about the movie?
See. We would be happy to accommodate all two of your viewers.
Swell. Hey.
Just let it go, Geoff.
So what is it you want to know about the movie?
Oh, yeah, so,
Oh. What was it like to work with... Well, no, I guess never mind on that one.
Oh, I got one. Antonio, what's your favorite thing to get at the craft services cart in between scenes? Oh, see, for me it would have to be the Genoa and breadsticks.
See, Genoa breadsticks. That's a good order.
See, it's a quality sandwich. Gosh, and you get the breadsticks too with that, huh? See. Well, ain't that something?
Anthony? What's the workout regimen for being one of the Fantastic Supermen?
Oh, I don't know. It's a lot of protein powder drinks, a couple chin-ups, maybe with a few sit-ups mixed in. I don't know. I'm used to eating a lot of Big Macs when I'm in between heists, so I do have to get in shape to fit into these tights, if you catch my drift.
I can imagine.
And trust me, you don't want to be around when I take the tights off in the first few days of getting back in shape. I'm still working off some of the lingering fumes of those Big Macs and White Castles. Traps all that business in there.
It's very stinky in the dressing room when Anthony gets back at work.
I feel ya. I really, really do.
Yeah, coming back from hiatus and getting back into hosting shape. Yeah, pretty smelly situation.
He is not lying about that. So, Tony, where'd you learn to do acrobatics?
I was born in the circus. My mother and her father were part of a, freak show?
Yeah, the freak show. So what were they?
My father was the bearded lady and my mother was the strongman. They were the best of parents a little sideshow baby could ask for. Then a guy who sits in the electric chair and gets fried every night thought I would be a good tumbler and introduced me to the acrobats. They wonder if I was a part monkey, I was so good at it.
And then I joined the same circus later as a clown, and we just thought to do so much more. So, Anthony, how did you fit into all this?
I was a stuntman. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well, guys, I'm glad you guys stopped by. It sure was an interesting thing that we just did, I guess. It was a pleasure.
And now it's a time for us to take our leave.
The Three Fantastic Supermen. Away!
Up!
Oppa!
Whoop!
So that was weird, right?
Yeah, it kind of was. I'm just gonna go, like, I don't know, somewhere else.
Their bulletproof suits are here, so they're harmless. I don't care how you do it, but find them and get rid of them.
And the kids?
I don't need you to get rid of them. Get going. Hurry!
Mr. Golem, do you mean you want to kill the children? Is that why you reproduced them?
I'm prudent. By this time, those children have seen far too much.
So far, I've gone along with you, Mr. Golem. But your sadism is revolting. Let those children go unharmed, or I'll inform my government.
Ambassador, we no longer need Shimashir. Shoot him.
Main cables are under there.
Perfect. Cut the power.
Fashion show was a great idea. A really magnificent party.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you have enjoyed this evening's fashion show. Let me remind you that this attraction was intended to call your attention once again to the humanitarian goals of the Golem Beneficent Foundation for Children. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sending it back before it wilts, the generous corpse. Isn't he funny?
Bad news?
Oh, no. An old friend who's just showed up.
May I?
That's nice. You look more alive than ever.
I just couldn't stay away from you. Shall we dance?
Okay, let's go.
Enjoy yourself. You don't think you'll make it out of here alive.
Be good, honey. You wouldn't like your guest to know the truth, would you?
Are you already tired of dancing with me?
Right. My mistake. I'm not tired.
Hey, Luke! Hey, come on, gang! Hey, what's going on here? You guys going crazy?
Come in. Quick.
Come on, let's break the door down.
Well, I wish you'd let me express my gratitude.
I'm Jimmy's mother.
Oh.
Hello there. I brought a couple of friends that wanted to meet up with you. Wait till you hear what they've got to tell you. Ah, come on. They only pull that stuff in the movies. You're gonna watch. You better start the countdown. In seconds. That's a good boy. 5, 4, 3, 2. Ah!
I told him to get out of the way.
Mr. Golem. Astrid just called. Those two have swiped the laser. They're going to the power station. Shall I give the alarm?
There's no need to. A perfect job of reproduction. Obedient and so harmless. Go.
Come.
Take them to the Institute.
Come, off you go now. Good kids. Move.
Marcus, turn the freezer all full.
False alarm. I thought I heard footsteps, but there's no one here.
Tony. Tony, I got away, but they caught your friend. Do something, or he's going to be murdered.
Easy, darling. We're here now. Everything's going to be all right. We just have to find the safe.
Come with me. I know the way.
He doesn't have suction cups like the other two.
His strength in that suit should be quite enough. I'll have bodyguards no one can ever stand up to.
Bodyguards? We can make a whole army of Supermen with a reproducer.
By now, our beautiful copy of Zizi will have taken care of the other two. Set the Sigma pulse at 89. It's impossible. His scar is on the right. And the scar on the copy's on the left. It's impossible! How on earth could it happen? I don't understand. Why, it's never made a mistake.
Ladies always come first. A bracelet can change wrists, but not a beauty mark, and this one had both on the right side.
I found out what went wrong. The polarization filter is gone. Without it, the reproducer makes images like any ordinary mirror would, reversed.
That means that everything we reproduce can be recognized. Stuart, come out here. I was waiting for this moment. Where'd you hide that filter? Answer, I'll kill you.
In here.
Where?
Over there.
My filter.
I'm afraid that it will take 3 years, or even more, to build another one. Your dreams of glory are gone, Golem.
Golem, it's no good killing those children. Their doubles are not perfect. You're not going to kill them for nothing, are you?
Attention. This is a red alert. Intruders in the tunnel. They have taken the car and are approaching the control room. I repeat, this is a red alert. Intruders in the tunnel.
Golem here, block the tunnel.
Let's put our suits on. The money machine is waiting for us.
Go and kill.
Brad!
Superman copy number 1 to the door. Superman copy number 2 to the door. Now all three of you, tear them to pieces. Your friends haven't got a chance. I can make hundreds of copies of you.
They haven't got suction cups. Here we go.
Come on, kids. It's all over.
Hi. Bet you thought you'd never see me again. Jumping Bean! What's the matter with you guys?
He called you Jumping Bean.
So what?
Well, it means you're the real one. Off you go, kids. Out there, it's warmer. Hurry. It's easy. Hey, Jimmy, listen, kid. We're very grateful. Tell your mother, and I hope to see her again soon. Ah, we headed him off at the pass.
Here's a contraption that got us into all this.
I'm afraid it will do you little good. It's shot.
What? You mean the reproducer won't work?
That's right. I saw to that.
Professor Stewart, we thought you were dead.
Well, I was working on one of the new suits when they kidnapped me, and nobody gave me time to change.
My friend's asking if you'd be willing to fix it.
No, I won't. And I'm going to destroy it. Your monstrous creation will disappear, Gollum. No, don't do it! Don't do it! Stop, Professor!
They must have reproduced themselves when I came to get you after I freed the kids.
Then they got away with Seizure.
The passageway.
Which way?
This way. I'll show you. All right.
No, let go of me! Let go of me! Oh, Tony! Tony, help me!
Professor, you stay here with the children. Hurry up, kids. Come here. Hurry up. Hurry up.
Let go of me, you beast!
How's the weather up there, FBI?
What about the girl?
We can use her as a hostage until we take off. Just don't worry about her. All right, Sarkis.
If you overload the helicopter, it won't take off.
I'll get rid of useless weight.
See if there's a way out.
Your suits are not fireproof. She's gonna watch you being roasted alive.
Kangaroo. Let's get them, jumping bean.
A magnificent job, Agent McCullen. And thank your friends on behalf of the United States government. They were brilliant. By the way, where have they gone?
Oh, disappeared. I think they were rather disappointed with the outcome of the operation. No dollars. And they lost the money-making machine.
After all, don't forget that we did grant them an amnesty for the Pentagon job, didn't we?
Oh, no.
Forget it. Just let them go. It'll be the wrong kind of publicity for the Bureau if we made too much fuss about this.
Fakes.
There are an awful lot of dollars just waiting to be stolen if you know how. So,
So that was certainly a movie, wasn't it, Nurse?
It sure was.
You know, the movie is kind of crazy in multiple ways. As we were in the halfway point of the movie, I couldn't really say for certain what exactly was supposedly going on in the plot. The FBI are playing spies. By the way, I don't know if the FBI would have been involved in this. I mean, they can certainly work outside the borders of the United States, but they have to be invited in by the other country they're operating in. If they weren't, or if they were trying to stay secret, well, they wouldn't likely be in the proper jurisdiction, but I digress. So the FBI wants the help of these acrobatic supermen to help them get this thing. If they agree to help, the FBI will forget about the whole Pentagon thing. That apparently was a thing that happened at some point. There are a couple of science guys. There are femme fatales. Lots of stuff is happening in this. But I guess it all comes down to a duplication plot. You have the good science dude, Professor Schwartz, right? Well, he used to have this science partner. That partner was thought to be dead, but I guess he faked his death, and he plans to like perfectly duplicate money. By the way, duplicating money perfectly like this would throw the world into abject chaos. I would even argue the duplicated money would be worthless because the standards would be so upset globally by the extra duplicated money floating out there. I digress again. But this duplication machine can even duplicate people.
That's probably the craziest thing about this whole movie.
So the bad science dude makes goons with the duplication device, but that apparently is not perfect because they don't have eyes. But then again, when you kill one of these duplicates, they crumble into crystals. I mean, that's some Star Trek shit right there, if you ask me.
Schwartz has that thing that will make the duplication process perfect, I think.
Yeah, bad science dude is apparently running a whole thing, and he's looked at as a benevolent guy, but he also duplicates children and one of the Supermen and one of the other Superman's girlfriends. He uses the duplicates of the Superman to fight the other two, and they're going to kill all the originals because they have the duplicate. I mean, I don't know. That means, but I do know it means that the bad guy is planning on killing children. That's kind of metal for a 1967 silly acrobatic thief/superhero comedy.
I like how the evil organization also does a fashion show.
Well, yeah, duh, you gotta have your fun too.
I guess so.
But this is a weird movie, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how I really feel about it. It was not entirely panned when it got released. Some critics even kind of found it to be fun and a new kind of romp to have the acrobats in it and everything. It was a different type of spy movie at the time, and I guess that made it something of a breath of fresh air by this point because there were so many Bond movies and duplications of Bond movies and Bond movie ripoffs. But all that said, I do appreciate that it isn't just a cool guy with a gun and judo chop moves trying to save the world from some crazy sci-fi thing that a supervillain has. It means well to try to be more of a comedy and have actual actors who can do the tumbles and all the action stuff. I just don't know how much I really liked it. There is a lot going on in this plot, and it sometimes can be a bit of a task to keep up with. But what about you, Nurse? Want to give you a review?
Yeah, as I said before, I wasn't really sure I was going to be able to make it through the movie. The one guy just speaking in gibberish and giggles all the time was really getting on my nerves. Beyond that, I do like the duplication machine. I could have some pretty fun times with something like that. Anyway, it's been a while since I've seen a child actually get slapped on screen, and that hit looked real too. But man, this movie is pretty Italian, isn't it? I kind of feel like most of the actors should have said all their lines with that stereotypical hand gesture thing. But yeah, the movie just didn't quite land for me. The plot was hard to follow, the comedy wasn't all that funny. Maybe I'm still high off the Beach Girls, but I could have used a little more naughtiness in this movie. Come on, Italians, give me something naughty. I'm gonna give this one 2 poops out of 5. Geoff, back to you.
I have to admit, that is a little bit lower than I expected, but I think I like it a little more than you did, but I can't argue with much of what you said.
It just didn't hit right for me, Geoff.
Yeah, fair enough. The Three Fantastic Supermen spawned a whole bunch of sequels over an amazing 20 years. In 1968, the Supermen traveled to Japan for the Three Supermen in Tokyo. There, they are seeking a miniaturization ray that causes shenanigans when they use it on themselves. In 1970, we have Three Supermen in the jungle, where they go to Africa to get back a lease of a uranium mine. I assume shenanigans ensue. In 1973, they came to America in Three Supermen of the West. This time they go back in time using their time machine that they apparently have. Did you know they had a time machine, Nurse?
That's news to me.
Same here. Anyway, shenanigans ensue once they get back to the Old West times. Also in 1973, they go up against the entire Orient in Superman Against the Orient. They go to bust up a drug trafficking ring. Shenanigans then happen when they get to Hong Kong. By the way, that was 2 Superman movies in the same year, 1973. Three Supermen of the West came out in August. Three Supermen Against the Orient came out in November. In 1973, we got Three Supermen Against Godfather. Apparently in this adventure, their scientist buddy plans to, again, play around with a time machine, but the mob and the Supermen are hot on his tail to get this new invention of his. I'm gonna guess more shenanigans are in order once the chase is on. In 1984, we have Three Supermen at the Olympics. So again, they are here in the United States for the Los Angeles Games. I'm told mayhem and shenanigans ensue. Then finally, in 1987, the final film in the series Three Supermen in Santo Domingo features the crime fighters in South America. They're battling a bunch of counterfeiters, which seems a lot like this movie, just in South America.
And let me guess, shenanigans ensue?
Let's see here. No, actually.
No?
No shenanigans, just a straightforward Superman versus counterfeiters movie.
Bummer.
Indeed. But you know what else is a bummer, Nurse?
It's the end of this week's episode?
Yeah, that's right. So from all of us here at B-Movie Enema, the series, to all of you out there in TV land, have a good night, have a good week, and be on the lookout for Superman shenanigans.